My name is Lorna Olivier. I'm the administration trustee of the Friend Animal Foundation, and I have been involved in the foundation for 15 odd years. So the Friend Animal Foundation was started in 1996-97 by Jean Friend. She was passionate about animals, and she just wanted to look after all the animals, as we all do. So she bought the Friend Animal Foundation, I think from the Philippines, who had run this since 1952. So she bought the foundation, and it was very instrumental in helping the farmers when they were displaced, looking after the animals. And so she bought this, and it just grew from there. So we've got in total in the region of 690 animals, of which we've got 470 odd dogs, 175 cats, we've got about 40 goats, a sheep, 2 donkeys, 2 cows. So obviously, being the largest shelter in the country and the only no-kill shelter, we try and help where we can. We don't have the legal mandate, but obviously we have a very close relationship with ZNSPCA. So when we do have strays or accident victims coming in, we have to liaise with the ZNSPCA. So basically, we're just here to facilitate where we can.
My name is Jackie Kloppers, and I am in charge of animal enrichment in the big program here at the Friend Animal Foundation. We are very busy at the moment doing lots of work on our dogs, preparing them for various projects that we do. I work with 7 handlers who we engage on a daily basis. They are very busy with our dogs. They are here every day, working from 7:15 right through until the end of the day, and their job is to help us train and get our dogs ready for their future homes.
My name is Pippa Coles. I'm the General Manager at Friend Animal Foundation. I've been here, I started volunteering in 2014. I started working in the kennels in 2016, and then I came on board as General Manager in 2017. A lot of animals have gone through some kind of crisis situation before they come here. Either illness, neglect, an injury such as a road traffic accident, abandonment where people move out and just leave the animals behind with no food and no water. So there's quite a lot. Animals will often go through quite a stressful situation before they have to come here. Occasionally, we do get animals that have come here because their family is relocating or something, so they've been in a comfortable home and then they have to come here, which is obviously quite a big adjustment. But the vast majority of the animals that come here have come from an unpleasant situation in some form or other.
So at the moment, the Friend Animal Foundation is very involved in preparing dogs. So we do a lot of work on basic training for our dogs, not just to prepare them for homes, domestic homes, because obviously everyone likes to have a well-behaved dog in their home. They don't like to have a dog who's going to jump on you, who's going to climb on your furniture, that kind of thing. And this is what will happen if you adopt an animal that has had no basic training. So we do a lot of basic training for those animals, but we do have young dogs that we are now preparing at the moment for work on the farms. At the moment, our farmers are suffering huge theft. The one farmer I spoke to recently has lost about $250,000 worth of goods off his farm. So a lot of the farmers are under pressure. They need to find some way in which they can secure their farms. And so they have patrols on their farms. We are now adding to those patrols by putting dogs onto the property and forming canine units. These canine units are specially set up. We have specific needs for our dogs. They need to have a nice cool area where they can go during the day. They have to have exercise areas that are attached to their kennels. They need to be in a social environment. They need to have swimming pools. We are determined that the dogs must be going from here, where they have and live in the lap of luxury, to a property where they're going to have hopefully the same or better. And in some cases it has been really, some of the farmers have really gone out of their way to make, they even have CCTV on their dogs. Our process on this has developed originally from us being involved with anti-poaching. We were very keen on getting involved in that, and we started that out about 2 years ago. We subsequently found that there's a lot of pressure out there to produce a really good dog for anti-poaching, and our dogs have performed that. We now have 3 dogs up at Matetsi who are run by rescue dogs for wildlife, and they are the charity that have trained those dogs. So basically they adopted them, they trained them on, and they then sent them to Matetsi, where they now work as part of the anti-poaching canine unit there, and they're very successful. When I say that particular type of dog is an Africanus, he is a local dog, probably been in this country for probably more than 200 years, brought in by Portuguese gold and ivory sellers and traders, and so they have been taught to become very good hunting dogs. So with that comes a very good nose, a very good eyesight, and their hearing is exceptional. They are very, very loyal dogs. They're clever, and so whilst we are using those on the farms, they are quite small. So we've had a bit of a problem, because obviously the farmers like to have a big dog with a big set of teeth, because they are patrol dogs, and they want thieves to see the dogs patrolling the farms. They want to see a big dog. So we keep all our big dogs for our farm patrols. We're training those dogs up for farms, and we train the handlers as well. They come to us for a 10-day course and go away from us with knowledge about the dog right from day one, cleaning kennels, just the basic needs for our dogs. And then they move on to the proper care of the dogs and the training of the dogs and how to work with them, because obviously the difference between a dog being handled and a dog being walked on a leash is not the same thing. And so they need to learn this. Anyone can walk a dog, but not everyone can handle a dog. So they learn how to handle the dogs, and then they go away from us and they go out to the farm and they wait. And once the kennel and the exercise areas are all up to what we are expecting and they've been approved, we then send the dogs, and they will then take them on as part of their canine unit, and they will patrol the farm. We do have a return spring on these dogs. So if at some stage the dog is not able to perform his duties, and this has happened to us once, the dog is unhappy, he doesn't gel with the environment, the dog is very welcome to come home, and we will send them another dog. Once we've started doing this dog project with the farms, we realized that we still need to fulfill our dream of having anti-poaching dogs. And it was a difficult one, because obviously our project really failed in the falls. We did try hard, and our charity we were working with, our sister charity, they also tried hard, but it's not an easy environment, and it didn't really work. So at the end of the day, we're still stuck with these Africanus dogs that are exceptional dogs, but they are small. So we then approached Africa Parks, because Africa Parks want to set up a canine unit in Matusadona. And Africa Parks are on exactly the same page as us. They also want to use local dogs, preferably with Africanus backgrounds, because they are such exceptional animals. And they want to be known to be the charity that has taken on board rescue dogs. So that is where we lie at this stage. And we will progress further, because this will be happening in this coming year.
So the process for rescuing animals differs depending on the situation. We do not do a lot of rescuing with our vehicles and so on, because that is not our actual mandate. That falls under the auspices of the SPCA or the ZNSPCA. We will go out and rescue an animal. We'll send a team out to rescue an animal that's in distress, and we will go out if SPCA calls us and asks us to do that. Obviously, we don't leave animals on the side of the road. If they've been reported to us, we will fetch them. We will send a vehicle, fetch them, and take them into the vet. Most of our animals that come in through owner surrender, or they are brought in by people who have found them on their property, or it's a stray. So either a puppy has been found on the road, or a dog has gone into their yard, or a cat has gone into their yard, that kind of a thing. And these are strays, nobody knows who they are. If they can catch them, they'll bring them in. Daily operations here, we start early in the morning. Obviously, one of our initial tasks of the day is to feed everyone. We feed everyone. We then check all our animals, make sure that they haven't had any injuries, illnesses, nothing's happened during the night. We check to see if anybody needs veterinary attention. So those are the first two things that happen on a daily basis. Thereafter, there's obviously a lot of cleaning. Animals go out for exercise, which is Jackie's area. She has her handlers, they go out for exercise. On the cat side, the catteries are cleaned, areas have to be maintained. We field phone calls all day long for collections of donations. People phone us when they have something, so we need to send vehicles out to collect donations that have come in, and there's maintenance to be done every day. Things break. Obviously, our infrastructure is from the 50s. So I'm sure at that time it was state of the art, so that things often break. We have, there's day-to-day stuff that has to be done. Occasionally we have an emergency, someone's hurt themselves, somebody's had a scuffle, somebody punched somebody in the eye, and we have to do an emergency run to the vet. So sort of general animal care, husbandry and maintenance of the grounds and the animal areas.
So we do try to regularly keep an eye on our dogs. We go out to the farms, we check on the dogs, we spend time with them, we chat to the owners. I speak to the owners quite regularly, actually more often than I see the dogs. But I have to say that it is so wonderful to see how well our dogs have moved into that kind of environment, and they have progressed and become so healthy and muscled, and they love what they do. Which really, quite a few people have criticized us and said, why are you sending the dogs out to a farm, isn't that cruel? They don't think so. They love it. You can see they love it. They're shiny, their coats are amazing, they are strong, they've grown, they've become the dogs we always wanted them to be. And so they have fulfilled their purpose. and they are necessary to the farmer. Most of the families that we know of are very involved with their dogs, or they have managers who are involved with the dogs. And you can see, the way that they greet their handlers, they greet the farm owner, they greet his wife, they greet the manager. You can see there's a bond there, and that's what we want for our dogs. So some of our dogs obviously come to us and they are not of the right type of dog that we would need for a patrol group or a canine unit for anti-poaching. Not every dog is going to be suited to this type of work, and that's okay. We don't force dogs to do work that they're not designed to do. Some dogs take to it naturally, others don't, and that's our job. Our job now is to decide, is this dog going to work in an environment like a canine unit, or is he a fluffy lap dog that wants to lie around on the couch all day? That's where we make those decisions. And some of our dogs, like Kenny, for instance, he is going to be and we have resisted sending him out. He was an exceptionally good dog in his training group, but we never managed to rehome him for some really strange reason. And there was a reason for it. Someone needed him. We resisted that. We're proud that we did that.
We have been very, very lucky in having Network for Animals support us for 4 odd years now. So they are our big support system at the moment. A lot of our support comes from local as well, though, in a way of donations of foodstuffs and kind. When we have a real big appeal that goes out, people are amazing. Another one of our big support systems is our sponsor senior dog. We've got probably in the region of 20-25 dogs that are sponsored each month. So that's, but each month is different, as our vet bill is huge, because obviously that's where everything lies, especially if there's an accident victim or sick animals and that kind of stuff. Well, we're always needing volunteers to come and walk the dogs. We could do with there's a multitude of ways people could help. Basically, admin. Our admin is in dire need of assistance. There's literally 4 of us on the ground that are doing what we can when we can. So there's people who can come and brush the dogs. They can brush the cats. They can see where best they will fit in, even to run and walk the dogs. There's always something that they can do out here with all the animals.
This project here is one that we started some time back. We started putting in swimming pools. One of our donors helped us with swimming pools originally that were cement, scoops in the ground for our dogs to have little swims in when on a hot day. We've now decided that the dogs benefit hugely from proper swimming. So we have a lot of special needs dogs that need to go into the pool and swim properly. So what we've done here is with the help of Zim dams, we will be putting in a proper swimming pool where the dogs can come and they can swim properly through the water. This is over 1 meter deep. They come in, there's a very gradual take and a very gradual out. So that even dogs with broken legs that are in some sort of restriction, we've got dogs of our own that have been in casts, they still are not, the mobility is still not good enough. So we're working with those dogs in our other smaller pools, but the bigger pool is the end game. If we can get this bigger pool up and running and have people come and bring their own dogs to come and swim their dogs, because their dogs need the mobility. Old dogs, dogs that have got injuries, dogs with spinal issues, anyone who feels that their dog needs some kind of help, we are hoping that they will want to bring their dogs here and take them swimming. So the handler will walk along the edge of the pool and the dog will swim through the pool. Then we're going to put some banks on that far side there, which will be made up from this soil here. There will be steps up and down so that the stronger dogs can start working on the steps to make them more mobile. And people can even bring their grannies and help them get more mobile.
My name is Marvelous Mongofa. I'm a veterinary technician at the Friend Animal Foundation. I do a hands-on practical thing. Usually I do the daily treatments, dispensing, doing the general checkup routines on every animal that we have here. I'm overseen by our general manager, Philippa Coles, and also our senior doctor who comes here every fortnight. He's the one who usually prescribes the medication that are supposed to be taken by the animals on a daily basis. When we receive any dog that needs attention, I usually assess first to know if I can handle it. But if it's out of my ability, I liaise with my manager so that he can talk to the veterinary doctor that we work with. Then he gives us advice from there. I've grown a lot working at the animal shelter. I've gained some much experience, and working hand in hand with the senior doctor who is more experienced. Now that's a lot, And I can actually say this is a job that is passion driven. You can't do this without patience. I'm enjoying, honestly, and I've been working here for some 3 years now, so I can actually tell that it's a good thing. The advice that I can give to the general public is that please follow vaccination protocols. They are very, very important, especially with the rabies, with the parvo, they're critical. And we also advise sterilization, spay and neuter, because we're having problems with many stray dogs. That's so unfair in terms of animal welfare. You have to sterilize so we can minimize stray dogs in our communities.
So at the moment, moving forward, because obviously we are well into our training groups for patrol dogs, and we are working on our dogs for our anti-poaching. We have a new charity involved who will be coming here to help us work these dogs and train them up to prepare them for anti-poaching units and also prepare their handlers. Our next thing that we're doing at the moment is working on rehabilitation of dogs. We have quite a few special needs dogs, be they the dogs that were brought here for a road traffic accident, or they have been unwell, or they're elderly. A lot of people dump their dogs, to put it mildly, because they don't want them anymore, they're too old. We need to keep these dogs as active as possible, and we need to be careful about how we do it. So what we've done at the moment is we're busy building a rehabilitation swimming pool, which hopefully with the help of our trustees and our other managers, we will be building into that area exercise things for the dogs, a program so that they can not just learn to swim and do a lot of swimming. Our pool will be 23 meters long. And I think that it's going to be quite popular. I'm hoping that others will want to come and use our pool because there are dogs out there that need this kind of exercise. And if they don't have a pool at home, how are they supposed to look after their dogs properly and get them properly back on track without the use of a swimming pool or a treadmill or steps? We're going to be putting in steps so the dogs can strengthen themselves by going up and down steps in a natural environment. It's all going to be beautifully grassed and have plants, and we're hoping that people will want to come out and spend time with their dogs here and spend time swimming their dogs, because it'll be sociable for the dogs and they will enjoy the swimming, and our dogs love swimming. I think most dogs do. There's very few that don't, especially if they introduce it at a very early age. So we are hoping that it will attract a lot of people who need something like this.
Rehabilitation of animals depends on the animal. Okay, with dogs, once they come in, for any animal that comes in here, it is a overwhelming experience and very frightening for most of them. They come from whatever their background has been, even if it was hostile, into an area where there are over 600 other animals. This is a strange environment. They are with people that they don't know. They have no point of reference. Their senses are overwhelmed by the sights, the sounds, the smells. It's all too much. So normally at the beginning when they come in, we just try to let them settle. Animals normally thrive on routine because at least then they have some concept of control. So we'll let them settle. Let them get used to us. Let them get used to the way the shelter runs, to the scheduling of when food comes, when do the handlers take them out for exercise, when do the kennel hands clean out the kennels, when does breakfast come. Some dogs are underweight, some cats are underweight, they need to be fed more than once a day. Some are on special diets that need to be fed. So we let them sort of just be at the beginning so that they can try and take it all in and start to feel comfortable. From there now, the first port of call obviously is to make sure everybody's healthy. So we need vaccinations to be done. If there's any issue of ill health or strange conditions, we need them to be vet checked. From there, the next most important thing is exercise and enrichment. So Jackie's handlers and Jackie will now start to see, we will discuss, judge on the dog's demeanor, what kind of exercise is going to be the most suitable. Do we start slowly? Do they start on a leash? We try and get a sense of how they are with other dogs. Are they social? Are they not social? Are they frightened of other dogs? We try and get a sense of that and then try to tailor the exercise and the handling accordingly. So we get guided by them. With the cats, it's a little more of a challenge. Again, but we still let them come in and let them just be until they can start to settle. Once we see them starting to interact with our cattery staff, being willing to come out and not conceal themselves the whole time, then we can start to make a judgment on the personality type, and they will then move into the different cat communities wherever they settle best. If we try someone in a community and it doesn't work, we'll take them out, try them in another community. The idea is to have all our animals in a social environment where they can interact with other animals, because that's what's healthy. Being alone is not healthy. And we will help them to get there as best as we can.
My name is Laura Bass. I've been a trustee at the Friend Animal Foundation for 6 years now. I've been volunteering here for 14 years. And I try and help Lorna up with the admin side of it mostly. But we generally do anything and everything around the foundation that is required. For me, the most important message that we could put out there is a rescue animal there's nothing wrong with it. It's not a faulty animal. It's just a homeless animal that needs a home. They have the most amazing characters. They can give so much comfort and solace to people. They are very, very intuitive and they're not broken. So we need people to encourage others, and the public needs to become more aware that a rescue dog is still a treasure. As a sanctuary, we try and take every opportunity possible to educate people, whether it's just a small conversation or whether it's going out to the schools and giving talks and having schools come here for visits and tour around the foundation. education is key. So we do pamphlets, we try and send out little messages on social media, we try and utilize every single possible avenue for an educational opportunity. Whether it's while we're out on a rescue and someone asks, you know, what is so important about that dog? And we can tell them that dog is a living being and that dog is important. So we take every opportunity we possibly can.
Our pool is hopefully going to be able to be part of an education program. We want as many people as we can to come out and spend time with their dogs and learn about how to train their dogs and how to help them get better. We can help them with massage therapy, and we can help them and their dogs to a better life. Because, you know, a lot of dogs live in the backyard. They don't actually get much time with their owners. And I think this is something that will change that, because people will realize it's a little bit like Wag Zone. On a Saturday morning, I take my dog to Wag Zone. So on a Saturday morning, I can take my dog to the Friend Animal Foundation and I can take him swimming. And it's a proper process. It's not the dog goes and plays in the dam. Okay, this is proper swimming. The pool is at a depth where the dog has to swim. He's not paddling, he's properly swimming. And this activity is the best there is for overall strength and mobility for an animal. So that is where we need to engage the public and their dogs and bring them out here and come and help us to make this a better environment for everyone's dogs, and help bring income to the Friend Animal Foundation, because obviously, you know, building this kind of thing doesn't cost nothing. We put in quite a lot of effort here, and we have had some great people coming forward to help us finish the pool off. So we are very, very pleased with the help that we're going to get from those people.
I think the most common misconception that the public seems to have is because they are from a shelter, they are unwanted, they are faulty, they are not clever dogs, or animals. They're at a rescue center for a reason, and really the only reason is because they're homeless. So it's really, really important that people get over this misconception that they are faulty, because they're not. They are some of the most loving, loyal and intelligent animals that we've come across.
My name is Daniel. I am the head leader of the handlers of Friend Animal Foundation. We are about 8 handlers that work here. And our job here is mainly to actually guide and actually help the dogs in rehoming and adoption.
My name is Thomas Sereman, and I'm one of the head leaders at the handlers here at Friend Animal Foundation. The first thing we do, we take the dogs early in the morning as we teach them to socialize. After they are now progressed to learn to socialize with other dogs, we are now taking them to the next stage where they are going to socialize with the minimum group of dogs. As we can see, there's another progress, so we can move them also to the social groups where they can socialize together. When we see the dogs, they are now good at socialization with other dogs, we can now take them to the training groups where we can start to training them the basic commands, so that we can move them either to do anti-poaching or to do patrol dogs. The dogs that are not selected to go to do patrolling and anti-poaching and to go to the homes, we can now continue with them to do socialization in the social group as they progress to become the members of the tribe.
So I'm Robinson Sabozela. I'm a dog handler here at Friend Animal Foundation. So recently I have been involved in a dog search. There was a dog which was rehomed in Chinoi, but then he went missing. So 3 days later, that's when we were deployed to go and help there to find and chase the dog. So when we were in Chinoi, we started the sighting. Then we had to start trying to trace the traces wherever he was, but then it was hard. So for us trying to trace the wherever he have been before, we did posters. So with these posters, we had to spread the word to the vendors and everyone in the area, maybe the wilders, especially those people who are always at stationary places, because they are the ones obviously we are going to see the dog if it is passes. So when we passed the word, we started receiving calls for wrong dog, just traces. Someone just said, I just wanted to confirm if your number works. We went through a lot. It wasn't easy like we thought. So we covered a radius of about 12 kilometers from the source where the dog had abandoned. So it was challenging, like we anticipated. But then with the spirit that we had, I and everyone around, we're just pushing each other. And the instinct and the drive that we have, the passion that we have for our dogs, we moved forward. And finally, it was a happy ending, though it was very hard. Along the way, finding this dog, we went through a lot. We even went to a situation whereby we had to educate everyone around there. And the whole of Chinoi town, they now appreciate the importance of these dogs. They now understand how important this dog was to us. And they now understand how important every animal can be to everyone. Because here at Friend Animal Foundation, that's what we are. That's our passion. That's what we go for. We always try to cater for all the animals.
My name is Spencer Manganda and I'm one of the handlers at Friend Animal Foundation. We have a lot of dogs here at the Animal Friend Foundation, and all of these dogs have different backgrounds. So our job here is to give these dogs a second chance. You know, they are not all bad dogs. Dogs are not bad. I don't think there's a bad dog, but there is need of the process that we do here to give the dog a second chance. Actually, I love these animals. They are beautiful, they are friendly. I love everything about dogs. I love them. I love them a lot. Yeah. When I was young, I thought dogs are just for biting and getting angry, and I didn't think that we could be this close with dogs. Okay, I feared dogs when I was young, but then this job made me love them. Yeah, because I saw that they are just beautiful. They're not always angry and always barking. They have purpose, so we are here to give them that purpose.
Zita ndoitwa Mike Emmanuel, ndiri dog handler. Chandadzidzira kubva ndichitanga kushanda panapa kuti imbwa inobatwawo zvinhu zviripo, zvinhu zviri right. Haufaniri kurova imbwa kana kuva uri munhu kungoti ukaona imbwa uita rafu.
Zita rangu ndinoitwa Kaiser John. Takatanga kusenza pano gore ra2000. Saka tinoona musiyano uripo pamhuka machengeterwo adzaitwawo kudhara ndezviri kuitwawo mazuva ano. Kudhara taingochengeta mhuka idzi tingoramba dzakagara mukati. Saka pari zvino nenyaya yekudzisocialize pakurakidza change yakati kurei, nokuti dzakukwanisa kubuda dzichinosocializeawo dzichifamba. Saka kana dzichiramba dzakagara dzaita kunge dziri mujeri singisi. Saka musiyano futi uripo pekuti kumusha machengeterwo anodzinoitwa mhuka idzodzi dzeimbwa kumusha zvakasiyana stereki nemuchengetero dzinoitwa paanimal friend. Nokuti kumusha ukaendawo, akamboenda kumusha muri muZimbabwe munomu, anokwanisa kutaura kuti no difference iripo. Nokuti ukaenda kumusha, imbwa haisirwe bhawa remvura. Kana imbwa ikada kuenda panosukirwa mapureti paipa, inotomhanyiswa ipapo, ptseke enda uko. Saka iyo haisaenze haiende kubasa, iye munhu ndiye anokwanisa kunge akaitora musango achiti tichachengeta imbwa iyi. Saka ndinoona kunge zvinhu zvakanaka sitereki kuti tiri kuchengetana nadzo mhuka idzi tisi takadzitora musango kuti tidzichengete. Saka zvinondifadza zvekudaro.
Okay, my name is Kudzanai Luka, and I work here as a dog handler. I've recently worked with some dogs which have special needs. The likes of, we've got a dog whose name is Rocky. Yeah, he wasn't used to being put on the lead, so we worked with him. I and the help of the other guys, but especially me. So we helped him to be like the rest of the other guys, and is now much more comfortable with being on the lead and being trained here. For the guys like Boxer, the thing is, like, whenever you are working with him, you don't need to be like you are working with a puppy. You need to be soft. You need to be soft, walk slowly, and monitor all its movements. That's how we normally work with elder dogs. You need to be soft because puppies are more energetic unlike the older dogs. So we need to be soft and checking on them wherever we are working. Yeah. As for me, I think I'm okay with working with any type of dog. But for me, I really like to work with puppies. If I'm about to choose which kind of group of dogs that I want to work with, I will choose puppies. But I can also work with any other types of dogs. Yeah. But if it's about preference, I can choose puppies. I prefer puppies the most because I really like kids. Because I'm a father as well. So I really like kids. That's why I prefer puppies, the jumping, the kissing and stuff. That's what I really like the most about puppies.
I'm Richard Seremani. I'm one of the dog handlers here at Friend Animal Foundation, and I'm solely proud to be one of the handlers. My experience of being a dog handler, I've learned a lot of things. Being a dog handler is not simple. Well, somebody can tell it's simple being a dog handler, but it's not. Once before I was a dog handler, I wasn't a dog lover. But recently everything changed. I now enjoy my company with dogs and I love them. So my experience towards working with dogs and being a dog handler, I've learned to be somebody with patience. While patience is the key towards each and everything we do here at Friend Animal Foundation. I have developed some skills due to dealing with different types of dogs. There are some dogs with issues like the one Spike, the black and tan one. My first days here at Friend Animal, he wasn't doing good. So sometimes I thought he was going to bite, but I've seen I was lacking something. I was somebody with fear. So when I was about to take him with the lead, his mind was confused. He was thinking I was frightened and he was frightened too. So I need to be polite and in a calmly way to take him by the lead and to work with him. So being a dog handler, I've developed a lot, and I thank my other fellow guys for teaching me to be patient. Zvimwe zvezvinhu zvandakadzidza pakushanda nembwa, ndakanyatsodzamisa pfungwa ndakatarisa the difference iripo paimbwa dzatinochengeta panapa, imbwa dzatinotraina panapa nembwa dzatinowana kunze, especially imbwa dziri kumamisha. Here at Friend Animal Foundation, imbwa chinhu chatinokoshesa, but ndakazoisa rimwe ziso kune imbwa dzekunze, especially kumamisha. Imbwa ingori chinhu chengoti chinogona ngokikwa. Hakuna kana care, imbwa inongoita stray, haipuwe kana care. But pandakauya panapa paFriend Animal ndakadzidza kuti imbwa chinhu chakakosha, uye ndakaona kuti kana tiri panapa imbwa dzedu tichidzibata necare yakanaka, imbwa dzedu hadzispread zvirwere, because imbwa dzepanapa tinodzivaccinata uye tinoita deworming, rather than kumamisha dzinongosiiwa, so there will be a spread of different types of diseases out there.
So as far as our corporate sponsorship, because our income generation is quite limited here at the moment, we are always in need of people who have good corporate social responsibilities to offer. And in turn, we will give them the exposure in our social media. We've got a long wall that they can paint their name and they'll get more exposure there. And magazines, all sorts. There's various ways that we could, and our fundraisers, they can have their banners. Obviously, because of ZESA and fuel and everything like that, those are our main costs at the moment. So we're in the process of solarizing the foundation. So we can rely on our beautiful sunshiny days rather than diesel, because those are our biggest costs. We obviously always trying to keep on top of our maintenance. So if people want to come out and have a look, see where they can help us, we welcome them to come and have a walk around and see where they can maybe fit in and help and get exposure.
We really need more volunteers in terms of helping, whatever you can help with, donations, cash in kind, please offer any sort of help that you can get. And we need volunteers at animal shelters because we have a lot going on. So it will be okay if you can have more people coming in. You'll be muchly appreciated.
The work that we do here at the Friend Animal Foundation, as with any animal welfare organization in Zimbabwe, it's vitally important for the animals because we need to support them. Animals actually give the humans so much more support than we realize. And at the foundation, we believe that it's only right that we help to give back. By having sponsors, corporate sponsors, donors, anything along that line, join forces with us and assist us, they're going to be giving a really good helping hand in helping us to improve the livelihood of these animals, to enrich their lives, to get them out there and to break the misconception of faulty animals. It's really important that we get sponsors on board. I think the biggest problem that the foundation has when it comes to us achieving our mission is finding funding. We have a lot of projects in mind, but we are really, really struggling to try and get those projects off the ground because the amount of donor fatigue that has hit the world, never mind just this country, has definitely hit animal welfare worldwide. For us to be able to improve and try and generate projects where we can become more income generating, it's going to take input, and we don't have that at the moment because the majority of the money we have coming in covers our general expenses, wages, ZESA, fuel and the vet bill. And even if we have sponsors come on board just to help with those, that will enable us to open up and utilize some of those funds in other areas to get us more income generating. So at the end of the day, our biggest challenge and our biggest need is going to be funding of some sort from people.